Hi guys, this week we're going to talk about mandalas, okay? I can use wonder to explore different shapes found in nature and use them to create a found object mandala. So, first we need to plan. Think about the colors and shapes you would like to see in your mandala, then go outside and collect the materials you would like to use. If you can't go outside, guys, it's totally okay to use the materials you have available in your house. I've seen mandalas made out of toy cars and blocks, even pieces of paper, okay? So step 2, create. Arrange the objects you collected into a mandala. Step 3 is reflect. Is your mandala symmetrical? Tell me about your creative process. All right, the word mandala is Sanskrit for circle, sacred geometry, or cosmogram, meaning world in harmony. Watch the story I Am Peace to help us ground in our peaceful creations.
I Am Peace, a book of mindfulness by Susan Verde, art by Peter H. Reynolds. There are times when I worry about what might happen next and what happened before. The thoughts in my head are like rushing water, and I feel like a boat with no anchor, being carried away. I give myself a moment. I take a breath, and then I tell myself, it's all right. I feel the ground beneath my feet and steady myself, and start to notice the here and the now. My thoughts begin to settle. My mind begins to clear. I am peace. I can watch my worries gently pop and disappear. I let things go. I can say what I feel inside out loud. I know myself. I can share kindness with others. I make a difference. I can hug a tree and thank it for its beauty and strength. I connect to nature. I can watch the clouds make shapes against the sky. I know wonder. I can taste and smell and touch and hear and see what is all around me. I use my senses. I can feel my breath fill my whole body. I tune into me. Now the water is still. I have found my anchor, and everything is all right. I don't need to worry about before or after. I am in this moment. I am peace. Now I share my peace with others and hope that it is carried away to those who need it. And I dream we are peace.
Guys, we are going to be using our mandalas to sort of take a minute and take some deep breaths and focus on our creation. Slow down, okay? So, we're going to create a mandala. I'd like you to make one using natural materials from your garden or outside. If you don't have them, that's okay. You can collect materials from around your house. How to do it. Number 1, gather materials. Anything you find outside is fair game, okay? As long as you're not ruining somebody else's flowers or things that are taking things from somebody else. Number 2, find the center of your mandala and mark it with something. So I found a flower and put it in the middle of mine. You could also put a stone or any other object. Select your first material you use for your first layer. Build a circle layer around your center item. Okay. And you're going to continue adding circles around that or layers around it. When you're done, take a picture of it if you're working outside before it blows away. Okay, here's some examples. So a mandala is a circular design that's symmetrical across any line going through the center. Okay, if you look at each of these, you can see that if you drew the line across, it's symmetrical. Because we are working with such an organic material or things that are found in nature, there are nature shapes, it's not going to be exact or super precise. But there is a line on each of these that you can see that the artist was attempting to add. All right, so while you're working, here is a fun song that you can listen to while you work. And here is something that you can do as an extension. If you really like making the mandalas, here's a step-by-step how to do a mandala video. And also, if you're having a hard time getting outside today, or your parents say it's not okay to go out, here's another alternative. You can draw a mandala. Okay. If you finish early, here is a link to a peace and calming activity that it will be like a computer-generated mandala. So your first step today was to go outside and collect materials you think you can use on your mandala. Okay, so I collected my materials. I'm hopeful that I have enough. I might need to go back outside and collect some more. And then my table's pretty messy, so I'm adding a base color. And you can use anything you want. You can just have a clean spot on your table, but mine has marker all over it. So I'm just going to use this folder to start from. And you're going to start from the center dot and work out, okay? And remember, it's going to be symmetrical or the same any way you fold it or cut it. So I started with some leaves around the center with a flower as my center point. Notice this isn't exactly symmetrical because the leaves are all a little bit different shape, but it's as close as I could get. And you have to be really careful not to move your pieces each time you add new shapes on. Okay, I added my next circle layer on. And I'm cutting down my stems as I go to make them more similar in size. So on that layer, guys, I went ahead and I started using my scissors to cut the leaves into shapes that I wanted. So it's okay to change the shape of the leaf that you found or the object you found. I'm just continuing to add things in a pattern around the outside as it gets bigger. Okay, you can make a full circle of objects. It's up to you. So I'm using these pine needles as kind of a final circle, but I ran out, so I'm going to have to go back outside and get more. I'm adding a little bit more each time. So I like to finish off my mandala with a circle. So I use the little pine branches to do that. And make sure you clean up all the stuff that you collected from outside and either put it in your compost or put it back outside. Take the picture and add it to Seesaw. You only need to make one mandala this week because it takes a lot of time to place them into their exact spot, okay? Even if you take a lot of time, it is not going to be as precise as some of you are going to want it to be. So don't freak out. If you are having a hard time, take a break and come back to it, okay? It really helped me to make a dot in the center of my paper to start working from there, or make put a specific object as your center, like the flower, okay?